people, I'm back. This is going to be part 3 of Sex Game Black Filmmakers of Hollywood. Now, part 2 was the best video. It outdone part 1, it outperformed part 1. And for that, I want to thank you people for making part 2 a very successful video. That video is now 95 views, and I predict by the end of I predict either by the end of tonight or going in tomorrow, it'll probably either get to the verge of 100 views or past 100 views. Without you, the video would have never been that successful, that good. I know it pumped out a lot of information in that video. I know I opened your eyes and your ears to a lot of information in the film industry, and why I decided to make part 1 and part 2 about black filmmakers, black film directors, because a lot of people on YouTube don't talk about that. They always talk about television and film, but they never give you a full depth series on filmmakers, so I made the videos. And part 2 is very well received. Now, this is to give you a part 3. You should know me by now. When I do my videos, sometimes I give you 2 videos, 3 videos, 4 videos. If the series is that good, I give you 5 or 6 videos if the series is that good. This is good, so you get 3 videos. Part 3 is going to be talking about breaking the mold in Hollywood. I said I was going to mention some more filmmakers, and I'm are. Now the first one is, let me get my script, because sometimes when you do videos, you got to have a script. All right, got my script. So this one is going to be Jordan Hayworth. Now, you should know him by now because he was a comedy actor in the late 1990s, early 2000s, where he did a television show called Mad TV. You know, that show ran for like almost 13, 14 seasons. And then about 5 years ago, they brought the television show Mad TV back. But in the late 1990s, early 2000s, he was on Mad TV for like he was on that TV show for like almost its whole entire run. And that's where he learned how to produce, how to direct, and how to write. He was better known as a comedian actor. He played all the weird, strange characters on Mad TV. Fast forward 15 years later, he becomes a fully fledged Hollywood film director. In this case, you can say a filmmaker. And you know his movies. One of the first movies that he put out that was a big hit instantaneously was a movie called Futile, which was a very well received Hollywood film. And then, well, actually, that's not his movie. I take that back. That's the other filmmaker's movie. But he did put out a movie that was good. And then he put out the movie that gave horror its resurgence. He resurrected the horror genre in a time frame where superhero movies was the be all to end all. He brought horror back from dying. Like, because horror was, I don't know if you noticed that, but the last 15 years, Hollywood wasn't paying any attention to horror because they were just coming out with all these horror remakes, one after another, that was just killing the horror genre. And on my next video, which is going to be called Sex Game, Television and Film versus Horror Part 3, I'm going to talk about why some of the remakes were killing the genre, why some remakes was giving it its resurgence. But this video is to finish off the black filmmakers. He basically came in at a period where superhero movies were just killing everything. Superhero movies like The Avengers, Age of Ultron, The Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. You know, all these big Marvel movies was just kicking ass and taking names. He comes in the middle of that. No filmmaker before was able to do and pull off what he pulled off. He puts a movie out in the middle of the Marvel dominance. He puts a movie out called Get Out, and it smashes all box office records in a short period of time. This is a black man, an African American filmmaker who comes right in the middle of Marvel's dominance. You got the Avengers movies coming. And right in the middle of that, Get Out gets number one 4 weeks in a row. And people are shocked that not only he brings horror back from the dead and gives it its powerful resurgence, he follows that up the very next year with Us and comes back at it again and gets number one at the box office. Just to prove to you that Get Out wasn't no fluke. Like, if you think this is the best I can do, you ain't seen shit yet. He comes back with Us. And then he's coming at you with another movie that's a remake. So he's trying to make it to where I'm not a one-hit wonder. I'm not a two one-hit wonder. I'm not even a three-time wonder. I'm here to stay for the next 10 years. And you see, it's good because we lost Wes Craven. Wes Craven passed away 2 years ago. It was like a big loss in Hollywood, a big loss to filmmaking, a big loss to the genre of horror. So we lost Wes Craven like 2 or 3 years ago. 2 to 3 years ago, we lost Wes Craven. And he comes in and gives Hollywood its big resurgence. Now, currently, he is now working, he did the television show 2 years ago called The Twilight Zone. Yeah, he worked on bringing The Twilight Show back. TV show was a critical success. Turns out people liked the revised version of The Twilight Zone. Yeah, he did that. Now, he's going to take another remake, which is Candyman. And I love those Candyman movies. Sweetie Todd, Tony Todd, the guy who played the voice of Zune on the television show of Flash Season 2, he's going to come back as Candyman, and he's going to remake Candyman, and the movie comes out this year. So, every movie he put out is box office gold. So, he is like helping Universal in a way to compete with Paramount and Marvel. Like, he's real competition. He's no joke. You don't sleep on his movies. Think about it. Get Out. Then he comes with Us. He just keeps coming after a hit after the hit. I would say this man is like the Dr. Dre of filmmaking. You know how they say all Dr. Dre do is just come with hits? You know how Snoop said in the rap song, just keep coming hits every day? He just keeps coming up with another hit, and another hit, and another hit. And you don't know when it's going to stop. I mean, it all started with Get Out. Then he comes with Us. So it's like with him, you just don't know what you're going to get until he tells you what he's going to. And you got to remember, he went from acting, from Mad TV, to 15 years later, he comes in such a short time, kicks ass, takes names, and right in the middle of Marvel's dominance, says, I don't care if it's superhero movies, I'm kicking ass, I'm taking names, I'm grabbing life by the balls, move over Marvel, I got this shit. That's the attitude he had. And you see Marvel's taking notice of it because Marvel's like, oh shit, he comes in the middle of our dominance and he pulls these numbers. So you see it's taking notice. All because of Get Out. And that's revived horror. Like, it has literally saved the horror genre. Some people are going to acknowledge that. Some people are going to say bullshit to it. It is what it is. Now, the next black filmmaker is going to be Ryan. His first name's Ryan. His last name is Cougar. I can't even spell his last name. He got a funny last name. I'm not making fun of the brother. Just he got a funny name I ain't never heard before. He made a movie called Futile, which was a smash hit. Number one at the box office for 3 weeks in a row. He made that type of film that you expect a Michael Bay or a Steven Spielberg to make. He made one of them type of films. And when they found out the guy was black, they were just blown the hell away that a person like this would make that type of movie. Then he makes the movie that launches his career as a filmmaker. He makes Creed, a Rocky spinoff. And the constructive criticism that he had to go through to prove to the naysayers, the skeptics, the player haters, oh, Creed is a Rocky spinoff. Oh, the movie's going to be a failure. Oh, the movie's never going to work. And his only answer was "Kiss My Ass." The movie got #1 at the box office. Sylvester Stallone loved the story that Sylvester Stallone came on as executive producer. He came in and wrote certain parts of the script. Stallone came in and offered ideas. The movie got so good that it gave Sylvester Stallone something in his acting career that was missing: an Academy Award. Almost nominated for an Oscar. Michael B. Jordan, breakout movie star of the year. It put Michael B. Jordan in a place where he hadn't been before in his acting career. Michael B. Jordan had done movies before he done Creed, but none of them was highly regarded as Creed. Follow that up, Michael B. Jordan pops up in a movie called Black Panther, makes $1 billion domestically. And then what does this do? This gets the attention of what? Disney and Marvel, right? They bring him on the board, and it's the first time in cinema history that they allow an African American, a film director, to produce, co-produce, write, and direct a movie. They almost give him almost 100% power. And never before in history they would ever allow a filmmaker, unless your name is Steven Spielberg or George Lucas, to do that. You got to be either Steven Spielberg or George Lucas or Robert Rodriguez for you to do that. He comes in and gets onto the same level as these people, and the movie breaks $1 billion. Same thing for this guy. He gets constructive criticism again. Oh, he can't do the impossible. He got lucky with Creed. It won't happen again. And what happens? He kind of has that look on his face like, kiss my ass. And all of a sudden the movie snatches #1 3 weeks in a row. People go see the Black Panther movie 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. He comes back and he does Creed Part 2. He does 2 Creed movies. And he might consider on doing the sequel to the Black Panther. It's up in the air. They're negotiating. He's contemplating, do I come back and do a Black Panther Part 2? And then he's writing the process for Creed Part 3. So you may never know. He might come back and do a Black Panther Part 2. He could do a Creed 3. And who is he with? Michael B. Jordan. This kind of brought Michael B. Jordan to the front of the Hollywood elite. Look what it's done for his career. Look what it's done for the director. Look what it's done to Sylvester Stallone's career. It got Sylvester so invested that it was able to help Sylvester go off on his own and give us another Rambo movie. All because of this one idea of Creed. In such a short span, this man has come in and same thing. Now, one filmmaker is not intimidated by superhero movies. The other filmmaker made the Black Panther movie $1 billion worldwide domestically. So these two filmmakers broke the mold in Hollywood. So you gotta give both these guys some respect and some credit, because nobody comes in such a short span and kick ass like that. It takes you usually 10, 15, 20 years to kick ass like that. They did it in such a short span and get success in such a short amount of time. So this video is concluded because I had to give you 3 videos. 1 was not enough. 2 was not enough. 3 is enough. Until next time, peace.